Hello everybody, it's Dio from Firm But Fair Gaming, bringing you another video. Hello everybody, welcome to another Diablo 3 video here for Season 28. Today we are taking a look at the Monk and the Patterns of Justice set. So just going to go over the set bonuses. So for those unfamiliar, the Sweeping Wind gains the effect of every rune and movement speed is increased by 5% for each stack of Sweeping Wind. Our 4 pieces, attacking with Tempest Rush, reduces our damage taken by 50% and increases our spirit regeneration by 50. And finally, our 6 pieces, hitting with Tempest Rush, while Sweeping Wind is active, increases the size of the Sweeping Wind and also increases our damage dealt by 20,000%. This is a Ring of Royal Grandeur build, but let's take a look at the other pieces that we need. Enjoying all the videos and content we produce, don't forget to click on that subscribe button, click on that like button, and don't be afraid to share. Don't forget to click on the notification button, customize it however you want, but that way you're notified whenever we publish another video. So while we take a look at that, let's just throw up a video here. So this is a 110 we did utilizing this build. So as mentioned, we are using the Ring of Royal Grandeur. So the set pieces that we're wearing are the helm, shoulders, gloves, chest, and pants, although you could also wear the boots, because the other set that we're wearing is the Captain Crimson set, which is belt and then pants or boots. So you can flip between the two, whichever one's better for whatever set that you want to rock, and switch those in and out. For the 2-piece bonus of the Captain Crimson, so we get life regen of 6,000 per second, cooldown reduction of 20%, and resource cost reduction of 20%. Our damage dealt for the 3-piece bonus is increased by a percent of cooldown reduction, and our damage taken is reduced by a percent of resource cost reduction. We are also going to be using the Wan Kim Lao weapon, so hitting with Tempest Rush will activate Cyclone Strike, and both skills deal up to 600% more damage. And then also using Vengeful Wind, so increase the number of stacks count on Sweeping Wind by 10 and increases its damage by up to 800%. Our bracers are going to be Cesar's Memento, which enemies take up to 800% increased damage from our Tempest Rush for 5 seconds after you hit them with a blind, freeze, or stun. For our jewelry, we are using our Squirt's Necklace, so while not taking damage, we get a buff that can increase up to 100% more damage, while also we would take 50% more damage. Convention of Elements, we're going to gain up to 200% in one of the elements. As you can see, it's rotating through here. Our element is cold. And then we're using Unity, so all damage is split between wearers of this item. So we wear one and our follower wears the other, which basically gives us a free 50% damage mitigation. For our gems, so we are using Teguk, so we're going to gain a percent damage increase for 1.5 seconds when we spend resource on a channeled skill. This can stack up to 10 times. And then at rank 25, we gain 2% increased armor for every stack. And so this is going to happen while we're using our Tempest Rush. We're going to get the stacks to proc the Teguk bonuses there. We're also using Bane of the Trap, so increase damage against enemies under the effects of control impairing effects by a certain percent. And then at rank we gain an aura that reduces the movement speed of enemies within 15 yards by 30%, thus proccing the damage against them. And then our last gem is we're going to use Bane of the Stricken. So each attack we make against an enemy increases the damage they take from us, and that stacks. And at rank 25, we are going to get a 25% damage increase against bosses and Rift Guardians. Just going to move the video over here. We are using the balance. It's a Diablo in the weapon slot here, so damage at Tempest Rush is increased by 600%, and when your Tempest Rush hits 3 or fewer enemies, it gains 100% critical strike chance. We're also using Mantle Channeling, so we're going to be channeling our Tempest Rush, so that is going to give us 25% increased damage and 25% damage reduction. And as previously mentioned, we're going to be wearing the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which is going to reduce the number of items we need for set bonuses by 1, which is how we're wearing our 5-piece and 2-piece and getting full bonuses. For our skills, so we are using Tempest Rush with Flurry. So we're just going to channel, and then when we stop channeling, we're going to pop. So if you look at the video down below on the Rift Guardian, just been channeling on top, and there we go. It was Cold Cycle, blind, popped, and one-shot it. And then our next ability, we are using Sweeping Wind with Firestorm. So we're just going to pull in enemies around us. Sorry, we're just going to deal some damage around us, so we just need to keep that up for damage and survivability. Our blinding flash with faith and light, so that's what we're going to use right before we pop. So as we're channeling, spinning around, we're going to pop the blinding light to flash them, to blind them, and then we're going to stop spinning, and that's going to consume all of our stacks of Tempest Rush and do massive AoE damage. We're going into Serenity with Ascension, which is going to give us 4 seconds of invulnerability. Epiphany with Desert Shroud, so this is just going to give us more survivability as well, reduces damage we take while standing in the sand by 50%. And then for some extra dodge, we are going to go with Mantra of Salvation with Agility. We gain 20% increased resistances and also 35% increased dodge chance. For our passes, seize the initiative, so we're going to deal 75% more damage. Dealing damage to enemies above 75% increases our attack speed, so that's going to help us build Stricken faster. And then we have Beacon of Ytar, reduce all cooldowns by 20%. Harmony, 40% of our single element resistances instead increase all of them. And then Guardian's Path here, so we're dual wielding, so we gain 35% chance to dodge. For the rotation, it's going to be pretty simple. We're going to use our Epiphany when we have things stacked up, so we have our sand to stand in. We're just going to pop that, and then we're just basically keeping up our agility, Mantra of Salvation, while having our sweeping wing active. And then as we're getting stacks, you see I'm at 40, 50, and then we're just going to pop the blinding wind and stop our spin, and that will cause a massive explosion of AoE, and that's basically all we're doing. And of course, use your potion at your own discretion. I won't tell you how to use that. You do what's best for you. So this brings us to the end of the video. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know below. Be happy to answer those as best I can. And as always, we appreciate like, shares, and subscribe, so please click those buttons. And of course, I stream on Twitch pretty much daily, so be sure to come by, hang out, chat D3, run some keys, whatever. I am always up for doing lots with the viewers, so be sure to come on by. So that's it for me. So until next time, I hope you're enjoying Diablo 3 Season 28, and we'll see you in the next video.